Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanMuscle.com. Today I'm giving you a quick review and install breakdown of the Next Step Performance Axleback exhaust available for the 2015 newer EcoBoost Mustangs. Now if you're the owner of an EcoBoost S550, you might be looking for an affordable way to ditch the factory sound of the factory catback or axleback and pick up a very affordable, very high quality system that gives you a nice, throaty, aggressive tone. Now, as you heard from our sound clips, this is going to get a soft 3 out of 5 on our loudness meter. It's something that gives you a little bit of drone inside the cabin, but sounds really good outside and lets you know that it is aftermarket. Now, it's pretty hard to find something like this for the EcoBoost that sounds pretty good, and in my opinion, the Next Step Performance is one of the better sounding exhausts. It's right around $300 for the pair, and you get a full mandrel bent 304 stainless steel build. That's the highest quality exhaust system build you can find on the market. For just about $300, in my opinion, that's a steal. Now, if you're looking for something very simple, not overbearing or overwhelming, as you heard from those sound clips, again, this does do the job. This doesn't sound too overwhelming in the cab, although there is just a little bit of drone, but outside the car, you definitely hear a throatier, deeper, aggressive muscle car tone coming out of that EcoBoost. Now, as far as getting this installed, it's definitely going to be a little bit trickier than just a direct bolt-on, simply because there is one single cut you have to make on both sides, so you will need a Sawzall or a cutting tool of your choice on deck, whatever you feel most comfortable with. That cut's going to come right here, right behind the factory rear sway bar, which we'll show you in just a bit. Getting this installed, I'm giving it a soft 2 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter just because of that cut. Other than that, simple hand tools will do the trick. A ratchet or a power tool. In my case, I used an air tool. Extensions will definitely come in handy to make sure you're getting the brackets down safely, as well as an assortment of sockets. Now, without further ado, let's see how it's done. Before we can install our Next Step Performance axleback, we do have to make one small cut to the factory axleback to drop our mufflers. Now that cut is going to be made right here behind the sway bar in the rear on both sides, and then once that's taken care of, we'll be able to release the bolts holding on our rear brackets underneath the tailpipe tips. So the first things first, let's make our cut, drop the brackets, and pull our muffler system out. All right, with our factory axleback and muffler out of place, we can see this on the floor compared to our Next Step Performance axleback we'll be installing today. Now there is a clear difference from the factory muffler size versus our Next Step Performance bullet style muffler. Inside this muffler, you'll get that throaty tone that you heard in the beginning of the video in the sound clips. Now obviously it is an EcoBoost, so there's only so much you can do for the sound, but this bullet style muffler from Next Step Performance definitely gives you a more aggressive note there, which might be something that some of you S550 owners out there are looking for. Now aside from the size of the muffler here, which is the biggest difference, you can see the polished 304 stainless steel throughout, decent welds, a nice hanger here, very strong welded to the muffler itself. Now the final tip coming out the rear is going to be a polished 4-inch 304 stainless steel. Very durable, very shiny, definitely going to catch some heads coming out the rear end there. So without further ado, let's get this thing installed on our Mustang. And before we can get our Next Step Performance axleback into place, we have to slide our hanger brackets over our hanger, slide it through the isolator, and then we're going to bolt it down to the body. Once we have this installed on our hanger, we can slide the clamp through and bolt it down to our pipes. So first things first, let's slide this over the hanger and get it bolted up to the body. We've got our passenger side taken care of already with the axleback from Next Step Performance. We don't have our bolts here tightened down all the way just yet. We want to leave room for adjustment. We're going to take care of our driver's side here, do the same thing for this side, and at the end of it, we'll come back and tighten everything down. Now that both of our axle backs are in place, the tips are out the rear, you want to make sure you're lining everything up before you tighten it down. Once you get it in the position that you like, it looks like it's centered, you can go back, tighten down all the clamps, making sure there's no air leaks or possibilities for air leaks, and it'll also straighten everything out and tighten down the mufflers to make sure they stay in their place. So let's tackle that. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up my review and install of the Next Step Performance Axleback Exhaust. As you heard from those sound clips again, a nice aggressive tone over the factory option with an affordable price tag just over $300, 304 stainless steel, 4-inch polished stainless steel tips. It's definitely a good option for guys out there sticking to a budget but looking to ditch that factory sound. If you want to check out the Next Step Performance Axleback Exhaust, you can do so right here at AmericanMuscle.com.